So, in terms of what's going on today with the shot and things like them, I said things like them. It's a different reason. With the shot and things like that, it's playing out to where, okay, you go to the hospital, they tell you that you're sick with this virus or whatever. Okay, so now, like I said, your mood and your emotions play very heavy into things. So now you're going to think that, okay, I'm sick with this, and you're going to play more into the sickness, which is going to cause you mentally and emotionally to be down or depressed because you're sick. You're not allowed to be around people. You have to quarantine yourself. You're not allowed to go to certain places and things like that, which also plays into your mood and emotion because now you're like, okay, well, I want to go to this restaurant with my friends, but I can't because I'm sick or something like that. So now you're going to be even more down and depressed, which is going to cause your body to physically also start to break down and actually become even more sick. So you might have just started out with a cold, but it's going to develop even more because, like I said, whenever it comes to our emotions and our and our damn, I lost the thought. Whenever it comes to our emotions, it plays out psychologically to where it'll even play out to your health, to where you'll start to become more sick or you'll start to become more down and depressed. And you know how that is whenever you're dealing with a situation. Say, for instance, like I said, if you live in a colder climate and you're dealing with this, it's going to cause you to become even more sick. And it's going to be harder for your body to heal from the sickness because now you're already down, you're already depressed, you're already sad. And, you know, it's just going to be even more work that your body has to put in. Ooh, it's getting extra windy. It's going to be even more work that your body has to put in order for it to heal itself. So that's the real virus, is terms of your mental thinking. And then also as well, a lot of people already had certain conditions, underlying conditions that played a heavy effect. So say, for instance, if you already had cancer or something like that, you're already depressed because you got to go through chemotherapy, you got to go through radiation process and things like that. So you're already going through something mentally. And then as well, next thing you know, you get diagnosed with this virus as well. So now it's playing even more mentally to where it's causing you to be even more depressed. You have to stay away from family and things like that, the people that support you, the people that are able to uplift your spirit, which is going to play out to where now you're even more sicker. And then eventually, you know, it could, it very well can lead to death-like circumstances, because we also see this in terms of like, I know a lot of you have heard this to where, like, say for instance, it's an older couple and one of them dies before the other one. Like, say for instance, it's an older couple and the grandma dies before the grandpa. What'll happen is that the grandpa will end up being depressed, and then next thing you know, he'll end up passing away. You know, and it's more because it played out psychologically to where he was going through some things because he was trying to deal with the grandma who had passed away. So, like, that's how it plays out in terms of mentally, psychologically, in terms of your health and things like that. So, you just definitely have to stay balanced out here. Make sure that you're eating right. Make sure that you're getting enough rest. Make sure that you're getting enough sleep. This also plays out, say, for instance, if you have a job. And you know, you're not used, you know, they have it to where we live in a society to where you have to, say for instance, you're renting, you have to make enough money for your rent, for your bills and things like that. That'll also cause a stress on you. Then at the same time, you have to put in extra hours at work. So now you got to put in extra hours at the job, hours that you didn't want to put in, hours that you could be sleeping. So that's going to play out in terms of physically. So it's also going to psychologically and physically break you down and cause it to where, you know, you're going to be in a situation to where you're going to be even more susceptible to whatever electromagnetic waves get pushed out onto you, which means that it's easier to imbalance you and you're not able to stay balanced during that time because you have so much stress that you have to worry about. You have so many things that you have to worry about. Then at the same time, you're putting a physical toll on your body. So now you're really breaking your body down even more. So that's why a lot of people, which they don't like, but a lot of people have started moving into a more healthier lifestyle, and one to where you don't have to do as much. That's why they don't like a lot of small businesses happening, because a lot of times whenever you have your own business that brings you happiness, you know, it's one of those things to where you don't have to put in as much work to work for somebody else. So now you're not putting a physical toll on your body as much. If you decide to, like, say for instance, live off the grid or something like that in terms of the RV lifestyle, you don't have to worry about bills. So you're taking away the stress that's being put on you by everyday society. And a lot of the stress and physical things that's being put on you is what's breaking your body down psychologically, mentally, and physically, which is causing you to be out imbalanced, which causes you to be even more susceptible to sicknesses, more susceptible, like I said, to the electromagnetic waves that will be pushed out onto you with them constantly upgrading from 5G, 6G, 7G, you know what I'm saying, things like that. So that's why they want us to be in a society to where we have to constantly put so much pressure and so much stress onto us, because whenever you're living a happy lifestyle, whenever you don't have to sit back and worry about all that stress, whenever you don't have to sit back and, you know what I'm saying, physically put a toll on your body constantly from these companies or for these jobs in order for you to meet a certain quota, in order for you to meet a certain you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that you have at your job, because a lot of jobs have it to where, you know, you have to do this in order for the company to be number one, or you have to do this in order for you to get a certain position. But whenever you're someone to where you own your own business, or whenever you're someone to where you're doing your own thing in terms of making money, you don't have as much stress as that. And then that's whenever you're actually winning, and you're actually able to stay balanced, and you're actually able to stay healthy. And as we see, whenever it comes down to it, they want us to rely a lot on these medicines. But a lot of these medicines aren't good for you, the ones that they are putting out, from what I believe. This is all opinion. But a lot of these things are not good from what they're putting out. So whenever you're able to stay balanced, whenever you're able to meditate, whenever you're able to do things that are able to make you healthy in terms of mentally and physically, it makes it to where we're in a more healthier society, to where we see people living longer, to where we see people that are more healthier. They don't need to go to the doctor as much, which ends up cutting off their flow of money, which ends up cutting off the matrix from being successful. So comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.